Hi, this is Monica from Numberly, and I wanted to walk you through a quick calculation on pre-money and post-money equity ownership based on the amount that you're raising and the valuation that you have. So assuming that you already have a sense of what your startup's valuation is, and please feel free to watch the video on discounted cash flow, which is one of the very common methods to coming up with a valuation for early stage startups. So assuming you already have a valuation, and in this particular case, for a startup that we recently worked with, it was 5 million. And let's say, for example, that you are raising 500,000. All of these figures are in K. So that's thousands, 000 on the end. And assuming that the valuation is 5 million and you're raising 500,000, that means your pre-money, what's called a pre-money equity ownership equivalent is 10%. How did I come up with that? I took 500,000 and I divided it by 5 million valuation, and that gave me 10%. The reason that this is called pre-money is because the 500,000 is not yet being included in the overall valuation of the startup. And what you need to do to come up with what's called a post-money equity ownership is to take the 500,000 that you're raising and add it to the 5 million valuation to get a total post-raise valuation of 5.5 million, and then compare the 500,000 to that total valuation after the fundraising. So the way you do that is you take the 500,000 and you divide it, in this particular case, not by 5 million, but by 5.5, and that gives you a post-money equity ownership equivalent of 9%. So this means that if you're raising 500,000 on a 5 million valuation, these are the figures that you would share with your investor in terms of the amount of equity that they would be getting in return for that 500,000 investment. It works exactly the same. Let's say, for example, you're raising $1 million instead of 500,000. Again, I'm going to put in 1,000 because these figures are all in K or thousands. And for the pre-money equity ownership that I would need to give up, I take 1 million and I divide it by 5. Math is really easy. 1 over 5 is 20%. So that's my pre-money equity ownership. And for my post-money, I take 1 million and I divide it now not by 5 million, but by 6 million. And that's how I get the 16% post-money equity ownership equivalent. I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions, please do go to help.numberly.io. Thanks very much.